Quigley and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you step by step how to make a tumbler using the rotary attachment on my WeCreat Vista 20-watt laser. Now, in full transparency, this laser was sent to me from WeCreat to try out. This is my first laser that has a rotary attachment, so I'm not new to laser crafting, but I am new to making tumblers with the rotary attachment. And I love it. I have had so much fun. My very first tumbler that I made was a 40-ounce wrap. I learned a lot while making this. I have since practiced on a bunch of different tumblers for my kids, but the one that I'm going to be making in this video is a 20-ounce full wrap that I made, and it was so easy to do. I'm not a designer by trade, so I don't really know how to make my own SVGs, but with Canva, it is very easy for me to make my own SVGs, so I made a wrap in there. At the end of this video, you like what you saw, make sure to do all of the YouTube-y things to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you have any questions about anything, never fear to reach out. You can comment on this video and I'll respond, or you can always send me a DM over on Instagram because I love to send voice notes and I love to help people work through their creative problems and find good solutions. So without further ado, let's hop into the video. I'll be approaching this tutorial as if you've already unboxed your Vista laser and done your first few cuts on something flat like a piece of basswood. Start off by opening your laser and removing the two grates that you have inside of there. We will put those aside and then we'll work on moving the laser head. Our laser is currently in the down position, but we want to turn this to the side. So this is really easy because there are these little knobs on the left and right hand side of the laser head. So you're just going to use both hands and unscrew them until those little screws pop out. And then you will tilt that laser so that it's on its side, and this is how it will be able to engrave on the tumbler. Once the laser is in the correct position on its side, retwist those little knobs so that you can secure it into place. Now you're going to move your laser head to the bottom left-hand corner. Make sure that it's all the way over there and out of the way. Now at the far left top corner, you will see these two little things sticking out of the side there. Those are basically the little guides that are going to go into the holes here on our rotary attachment, and then we will be screwing this into place and plugging in the rotary attachment. Now this is the attachment that comes with the WeCreat Vista, but I am going to be attaching the Rotary Pro. The upgraded rotary attachment that I'll be putting on here allows us to do bigger tumblers, like 40-ounce tumblers, 20, 30-ounce tumblers that look a little bit different, okay? So you see how this attachment right here looks? That's what I will be replacing the attachment that you see there with. So first we are going to take out this tool. This tool comes with your laser, and you are just going to unscrew both screws so that we are removing the rotary attachment. Now this part doesn't take long at all, but make sure that you do not lose these screws, so you may want to get a little container and put those screws in them so that they don't get lost. Now we'll take this off of there and watch the belt. So this attachment right here is the one that comes with the laser, and this will do tumblers that look like this. So these are ones that I practice on for my daughters, Ella and Chloe, and they look like this. They fit a bunch of other different water bottles, but I want to put on the attachment that will work with larger water bottles that have a large, wide top, like this 40-ounce tumbler. So that's when we are using the upgraded attachment. So all you're going to do is slip that on there, put the belt around the back, and then we are going to take those two screws that we had just removed and we are going to screw them into this one to the rotary attachment that we will then be putting into our laser. If you're going to be taking off the rotary attachments pretty frequently and doing different projects, you may want to have like a little toolbox or something to the side that you can easily access these tools when you need them, because I found that I switch around projects a lot. So now that that is on there, we are going to be taking this attachment and putting it into the back left of our machine. It will go right onto those guides there. Then you will use the two other screws that you will find with the WeCreat laser, and you are going to screw them into place. Now make sure that this is nice and tight. There are 2 screws for this part right here. And once that's nice and tight, we are going to plug it in. This is how it gets its power. So you just plug this into the back left of the machine right here, like so. Easy peasy. This is a freestanding attachment that can be adjusted to go up or down, and this basically balances your tumbler. So it has these 2 little wheels, and when you put your tumbler on there, you'll be able to adjust it so it's nice and flat. Now the tumbler that we're working with today is a 20-ounce tumbler. I found this at Michael's, and I really liked it because it has the handle and then this thing at the top. I've thought that it would be perfect for my kids. You're going to want to measure around the thickest part of your tumbler and make sure that you get this very precise. I'm using the measuring tape that came with the laser. Now, once I have that measurement in my brain, I am going to go ahead and remove the handle here. Now, this is easy. You're just going to take a little screwdriver and remove those screws. Don't forget to keep them. Don't lose them because you'll need to put this handle back on after the fact. I'll be using some pliers to push these little metal pieces back down. Don't worry, they're not going to come off. Just bend them to get them out of the way of the laser head. Now we're going to attach our tumbler, and this part is so easy. Just hold the left part of the rotary attachment still, and then you can turn the right side of it and you'll see that it will adjust. So make sure that you get your tumbler on there nice and secure. Tighten that baby up until it's not going anywhere. And then we're going to take that freestanding attachment and put it at the bottom of the tumbler so that the wheels are touching the bottom. And then you can adjust it to go up or down so that we can make sure that the tumbler is perfectly even. Also included with the rotary attachment is this little device so that you can make sure that it's nice and level. Turn the machine on at the back right and make sure that the lid is open because you'll see that the camera is at the very top of the lid, so we'll need that open in order for it to take a picture of our tumbler. I'm connecting the laser to my laptop via a USB cord that was provided. Then you're going to open up the WeCreat software and go from laser flat to laser cylindrical at the top right-hand side. We will hit refresh, and then that will give us the picture of our tumbler as we see it. On the right-hand side of our screen, we'll be selecting our material. I'll be doing stainless steel tumbler, and I'm going to select white because that's closest to this pale yellow. Hit confirm, and then I'm going to go up and just show you these settings here. I'm going to make sure that my units are set to inches, and that also the non-working area of the rotary is set to off because I want to be able to see that full area since I am using the upgraded rotary attachment. Back to the right hand side of the screen is where you can set your perimeter. I set mine to 10.9 inches, and then we'll go to the top left, do file, import, and here is where I am bringing in my file that I made in Canva. Now the file that I made is an SVG, and you can see it looks all good here. I'm going to size it down so that it fits on the tumbler, and you can see that green line is the center of the tumbler, and when it turns orange, that's the center of our design that we have on top of there. Now you can go to the right side of the screen again, hit 3D preview, and it will show you what it will look like on the tumbler. You'll see this little diagram on the bottom left. Now this is where we get our power and speed, and you can select one of these boxes and it will automatically set that for you. And I'm going to do fill engrave. Then we go up to start, and it will tell us right here how long this will take. So it'll take approximately 46 minutes and 9 seconds. So I will send that to the machine. And now is when we are going to close the lid on the machine. Make sure to turn on your air filter if you have one, or vent out of a window. And then you can push the button on the machine to get started. Now, this is the fun part where you can sit back, relax, make sure that you're keeping an eye on the machine, or maybe you're doing a craft or something else next to it. But for the next 46 minutes, this laser is going to be doing this design all around the tumbler. You can see at this angle why we want to bend those metal prongs out of the way so that they won't damage the laser head. Now, one of the things that I love about this laser is that I wasn't getting any warping from the difference in width of the tumbler. And I didn't even know that was a thing until one of my friends commented, and she goes, "Your tumblers don't have any warping. They look so good." And I said, I had no idea that that was even a thing, but they came out perfectly. Once the software signals that the tumbler is done, now you can open up your machine and remove the tumbler. And then we're going to go take this to get washed because it will have that soot from the engraving process all over it. But look how nice this looks. You can definitely play around with the settings to see what power and speed works best for you, but I love how this turned out. Now take some dishwashing soap and wash that tumbler down to remove all of that soot that's on the outside of there. If you have any questions about how I made this tumbler, or if you need any advice on how to use your laser, please comment below or send me a message because I'd love to help you out. Once your tumbler is all clean and dry, then you can reattach your hardware that you took off. Hopefully you didn't lose any screws in this process. Let me know in the comments which project I should work on next. I have a lot of things going on, so if you like laser crafts or crafting in general, especially colorful DIY projects and upcycles, make sure to like and subscribe and follow along. Without further ado, happy crafting and see you next time, beautiful babes.